Chelsea Football Club is one of the biggest club in Europe. What crossed your mind when you heard about the news?
To be honest with you, I weren't surprised. With these guys in charge, there's never a normal day here. They've wrecked our club from top to bottom, and the manager's just an unfortunate casualty. It might be one of the players next, or maybe one of the coaches. And sadly, I don't see it changing. It doesn't matter who's in charge. It's just another day at the circus, is what I say with these clowns.
So were you surprised with the way they finished the season?
Do you know what? Like, I'm not a big fan of Poch, and we did start to have some good results in the end. I think we had 5 wins in a row, so we were the most informed team at the time. So it caught me a bit by surprise that, that we did turn it around slightly. We got a European spot, which is what they said the target was. But unfortunately, the clowns still made their decision, and Poch is an unlucky one who has to pay the price and lost his job because of it.
On which base do you think they made that decision?
To be honest, I don't think none of their decisions are calculated and thought about well. I think they act on a whim, and they're all desperate for the power, and Poch started to give them some attitude and talk back, and they weren't happy with that. They signed him up to be a jellyfish yes man, and he started to build a spine, and he started to say, actually, no, I'll do what I want, and that's why they sacked him, I think, and I'm not happy with them.
So do you think they let him go because he wasn't a yes man?
100%, absolutely, yeah. They only signed him because they wanted a yes man, and we can look at the new targets, all yes men as well. They want someone even younger than Poch. Poch is a young manager himself. They're a bunch of idiots, to be quite honest with you. And you can look at this sticker over here that I've got. Here's all the clowns. We've got Todd Lasso-Bowley, Feliciano, and Bedad Egbali. All a bunch of frauds, and you'll see these over London because I'm putting them around all over London. I've got one just over here, North London, West London, South London. They're everywhere. So if you see them, take a picture, enjoy it, and have a look at the clowns for yourself.
So now before we talk about the board, do you think Poch underachieved or he overachieved?
To be honest, I think he achieved what was expected of him. Like, they said they want European competition, and while I'm not Poch's biggest fan, ultimately he done what his task was, and he still unfortunately got sacked because of it.
The sacking of Poch means they have to start again from scratch. Do you think it's the right move?
While I wasn't the biggest fan of Poch, I feel like they should have potentially given him a few more months, at least until January, to see where we stand in the table, see how the team's performing, and then maybe we could have made a decision on who's next if it's time for him to go. But right now, the players don't seem happy, which is very important, and it's just caused a lot more unrest. Like you said, we're starting from zero again. It's crazy right now.
I listened to a few fans, and many of them were saying Poch was the right man to take this project forward. So where would you start now that he's gone?
What I would do, I know they won't do, because they want a yes man that will only take a yes man. I would get an old school manager. If it was anyone, if you said anyone, I'd get Diego Simeone in, someone tough, someone with guts, someone who's not afraid to just do anything to get a result, someone who's passionate. But they don't want that because he will talk back to them. That's why they sacked Poch now, and that's why they sacked Tommy T, just because he spoke back and he didn't want to be a yes man. So they will sign someone. We're looking at the Ipswich manager and these other clowns. That's what they want, another clown to join the circus, and I'm fed up of it.
One of your biggest problem is the lack of stability. Every manager who comes around live within 6 months or a year. The same thing happened to Poch. Do you think you're sending the right message out there to managers?
No, of course, it's not an appealing job anymore. Like, you look and you say, what's going on over there? This will be the 5th manager in the 2 years that the clowns have been in charge. Now, when they joined, they said they want stability as one of their key words. Where's the stability? 5 managers. Imagine how the players feel. You're playing under 5 different coaches, different tactical setups, and now what's next? Maybe next year, probably 2 more managers. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a joke.
So, as a Chelsea fan, were you happy with Poch's achievement before he got sacked?
I wouldn't say I was happy because I'm still of the old school.
But he finished the season very well, right?
He finished very well. 5 wins in a row is great, but I've got the standards that Roman Abramovich, the GOAT owner, he set the standards. 6 is a failure. Europa League, even winning the Europa League, we didn't care. That's not good enough for Chelsea.
Remember, you finished above United.
Yeah, but United we're above them. We have been above them.
Do you think so?
Absolutely, yeah. We won the Champions League just 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
The last time Manchester United competed was 2012.
But they're a little bit more stable than Chelsea. That's the problem.
Yeah, they have the stability, but still, they've fallen off massively. It's just for them, it's taken, 10 years for them to fall off. Unfortunately, under the Clowns, it's taken 2 years to go from an elite super team to now a team that's mid-table. 6, and we're celebrating 6. This isn't Chelsea. Chelsea don't celebrate 6. This is below us.
Do you think giving time, a Poch could have got a job done?
I think.
Remember, you finished 6th this season, right?
Yeah.
So probably your expectation was to finish maybe 4 or the top 4 next season. Do you think giving him time, he could have got a job done?
To be honest, yes. Yeah, I do think, maybe if we had some less injuries next year and the way he's bonding, then I think we could have got 4th, maybe 5th. But they didn't give him that chance. They've got rid of him, even though he got 6th when, last year we were 11th. So I would have kept him at least till January to see where we are.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's hard to say what happened.
Well, for me, I don't think it is hard. Like I said, I think the owners, they just want a yes man. Poch started to ask for his own players. He said he wants some experience, which they didn't buy. And now he started to say, I want to say who's coming in, who's going out. And I think a lot of it is to do with who they want to sell. Poch loves Gallagher. Poch has been playing Chalobah instead of the Clowns, whoever they signed, Disaster and Badia Shil. So if they want to sell these players, Poch probably said no, and they said, fine, off you go, contract finished.
What do you think of this board?
Well, I mean, the sticker says it all, I think. Clear Lake out. It should be Clown Lake because they're a bunch of clowns. And they're a disgrace. And Chelsea fans, we need to protest, arrange a protest. When the season starts, we need to protest. Stop the match from happening. When it's televised, we stop the match. Sky will report it. BBC will report it. The Clowns will have to change the model. If they don't change the model, we will just go down and down and down. It happened to Leeds. Leeds ended up relegated and now they're a nothing team. That's going to happen to us if we don't change. So Chelsea fans, make a change. Stop the team from playing when it's a televised game. That's how we make a change. Force the Clowns to change the model.
Before they sacked Poch, probably they had someone in mind. What do you think, might come to Chelsea right now if there's a lot of uncertainty?
To be honest, there's
a lack of stability.
Yeah, I think there's only going to be 2 types of people who come to Chelsea. Someone who's an idiot or someone who just wants a payday. So they can look at it and say, I'll get sacked in 1 year. I'll get my £7 million for the years, and they can move on. Or someone else who's naive and doesn't see what's going on. They're only going to sign you as a yes man. So if you want to stand, if you've got your own spine, don't join it as a manager.
I listened to Thomas Tuchel just after the end of the season in Germany. He said he wanted to come back to England, either to Chelsea or to Man U. Do you think he has what it takes to change things around?
I don't think he'll want to work under this ownership again. I would love him back.
But many fans want him back, right?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a legend of the club, and he was sacked too soon by the Clowns because he didn't let them in the changing rooms. He didn't let them dictate starting lineups and who's playing, who's not. And that's why they got rid of him, because he stood up for what he believes in and his own morals.
Do you think they should go back to him and give him another chance?
They should absolutely beg. They should be on their knees begging and give him any power he wants. But they're not going to, because they don't want to relinquish their power. And that's the problem with them. They're too much ego, no knowledge, too much ego.
So it's hard now to see who's going to come there and if they can change things around. So a lot of questions to be answered.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the links. Unfortunately, we're linked to Kieran McKenna from Ipswich.
Is he good enough? Does he have what it takes? Does he have enough experience to be a Chelsea manager? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad manager.
No, absolutely.
He's a good manager, but Chelsea is a big team.
It's a big step.
It's a big step. He's way too big, right?
It's way too big. It's out of his league. We're in different calibers of clubs, with respect to Ipswich, of course. So he's a definite no for me. Then there's De Zerbi, and
those are not bad managers. The problem is, I mean, this is Chelsea.
That's exactly it.
This is Chelsea.
This is Chelsea.
This is Chelsea.
Elite club. Champions League winners just 3 years ago. This is not an average, you know, we're not Crystal Palace or Everton. We're Chelsea. We're an elite club. One of the most successful teams in the last 20 years in England in the Abramovich era. So we have to keep those standards. We cannot lower them at all.
Do you think Chelsea, I mean, the fans are used to win games, and which could be maybe a bad thing, or I don't know, what thing?
It's not a bad thing. No, we have to keep our standards. We have to keep our standards.
But it's hard to keep that standard with this board, right?
That's why we have to make them change. That's why.
Remember, you have a different owner. That's why you start winning.
It's true, yeah, it's a different owner, but still, we have to make the owners change their standards. They've already said they just want to make profit. That's all they care about. We can't allow that. We've got the power. If the stadium starts getting empty and matches can't be played because we're blocking the bus from going in, they will have to change. They won't have an option. This is what we have to do. We can't allow it.
But it's hard to do that, right?
Do you know the reason why it's hard? I'm sorry for interrupting. The reason why it's very hard is because they've brainwashed our fans. We've got fans, like, there's people who think this is good what we're doing. 6 is fantastic. That's what people are saying. They're saying trust the process, or it's a project. There is no such thing as a project. Xabi Alonso, what's he done in 2 seasons? He's about to win the treble.
From nowhere.
From nothing. No project, no process, not 5 years this, 2 years this. He's come in, he's made some demands, he's bought some experienced players, Grimaldo and Xhaka and stuff.
And that's what you need, because Chelsea need a lot of experience, a few experienced players.
Just a few, 3 or 4.
You also have a lack of leadership on the pitch. Now, Thiago Silva is gone. Who's going to replace him? So again, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of questions to be answered, and the manager just got sacked. So it's hard, and this is a few days before the Euro.
Yeah.
So where would you go from here?
I mean, I don't know what their plans are, because I can't predict these guys. It's like they don't know what they're doing. They're not well.
But they're business people, right?
And that's all that matters. They will go wherever the money takes them. So if the money and the data, because they love their data so much, it's all AI, everything at Chelsea, and a lot of people don't know that, but all of it's artificial intelligence. So Poch getting sacked was actually because of data. Egbali, him, this one here, he's the one, he had a meeting with Poch yesterday, and he said, you know, the data's not good, this is why you're going. So data, that's what we look at.
But the problem is, he had a good end of the season.
But
yes, he didn't start well.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, he had a few injuries, right?
Yeah, loads of injuries.
He found a way to finish the season very well.
He finished strong, and I thought he was safe for 1 more year.
I thought so too. This came as a surprise. I mean,
yeah.
No one saw this coming.
No, I just heard some talks about Pochettino, who wanted to make his own decisions. He didn't want to be told what to do anymore. He said he wants to talk about the transfers, who's out and in, and that's when they said, actually, we're having a meeting just 2 weeks ago, in fact. Todd Bowley said, it's all going exactly like we planned. The data shows exactly what we wanted. And now he sacked the manager. So what data was he looking at? Or is he a liar? Choose one. So whichever one you look at, he's a disgrace, because he's either lied to the fans, all of us, or the data he's looking at is completely false. It's incorrect. So we shouldn't trust these guys. They're not here. They don't care about Chelsea. All of you who are Chelsea fans or football fans, these owners shouldn't be allowed here. They're killing the club, killing it.
Chelsea's season will be determined by who will be the next manager and which player they bring in.
I mean, there's which players to keep as well. They want to sell Gallagher. Thiago Silva's just gone, so we lost that experience, the leadership, the mentality.
But they want to sell players because they're trying to balance the book, right?
Yeah, but those are the books that they messed up. That's the thing. They fucked it up. Apologize for my language. They messed it up. They're the ones who caused this problem. So yeah, they're saying we have to sell Maatsen, we have to sell Gallagher, we have to sell Chalobah, Thiago Silva's going, Lukaku's going to be sold, obviously, Kepa's going to be sold. Some players fine, Kepa, Lukaku, whatever, Ziyech, fine. But Gallagher, no, he's been one of the best midfielders at the club. Not the 250 million that you spent on the rest. Like, it's a joke. Chalobah's been better than Disaster and Badiashile, but they're going to sell him.
What about Modric?
He's a disgrace. That guy is not a footballer. He's not a footballer. He can't trap a bag of cement. That guy, rubbish. Rubbish. I've seen better football on Sunday League. He's terrible. He's not even an athlete. All he does, he's a sprinter with tattoos. He's a joke. I can't stand that guy, in fact. He's probably going to be added on next.
He's getting paid, right?
He's getting paid way too much. I don't know how much he's on. Probably 100,000 a week. Cost us 70 million almost. And what does he do? And people blame Sterling. People have the cheek to blame Sterling because he'll take a bad free kick. At least he tries. I've seen Mudryk walk around with his hands on his hips like this. He's just, what Mudryk is, he's a TikToker, he's an Instagrammer, and he's been gifted with a football contract purely because of where he's from. And that's it. It's a disgrace. I'm sick of him.
Listen, let's hope things change before the beginning of the season. All right? Thank you so much.
No
Thank you so
worries.
much.
Thanks for taking it.
Thank you. Bye bye.